Right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and we're always happy to see our friends from Burgundy, even if the wine's a little overpriced. I mean, hey, you know what? The wine's going nowhere but up in Burgundy. They're not making any more wine. They've lost the equivalent of 2 harvests worth of wine in the last 6 years. Just incredible what has happened from the hail damage there. So maybe these guys are priced accordingly. But for me, Bourgogne Chardonnay, $36. Wow. Chateau De Marsannay, a 1,000-year-old house, the same ownership as Chateau De Meursault, and the guy owns Carrefour supermarkets, so I guess he doesn't need any money. He doesn't need to sell these wines. And the Bourgogne's got a pretty big cherry fruit on the nose, a nice hint of fresh earth, a little twig-like note, a really bright red berry fruit on the tongue. Simple but pleasant wine. Very good example of Bourgogne Rouge at $36. Then the Marsannay, usually a very good value, $37.50. I don't know if I got that right. It's just $1 more than the Bourgogne. That doesn't make sense. Anyways, pretty nose, red berry fruit, light earths and brown spices, light smoky notes. A bit on the tart side on the finish, and this 2013 vintage. Usually very showy. The fruit really coming out in this wine nicely as this wine opens. A nice amount of minerality. A very good example of a Marsannay. And then the Longerois, which is a Liu D for $72. Whoa, man, that's an expensive Liu D. Liu D is just a named vineyard. It's not a premier cru. There's 700 AOCs in Burgundy, and that doesn't include the Liu Ds because Liu D doesn't. Not its separate AOC. Anyways, this wine's got a bit of minty herbal note to it. The most interesting nose by far here. Some fresh kind of crushed rock, earthy notes, a little clay. And this wine's got a nice complexity to the bouquet. A bit leaner. This wine needs a little bit of time. And very well built, though. Some nice tannins in this wine as well. Some nice earthy notes on the finish. A bit shy even on the second day, but excellent example of Marsannay. And the Marsannay Savigny-le-Beaune, Chateau de Marsannay Savigny-le-Beaune, sorry, a little bit confusing when you have a village name in the wine producer name. So it's a Savigny-le-Beaune, and these guys got 100 hectares of their own vines, over 40 appellations. Burgundy, like I said, very hard to understand. But Savigny-le-Beaune, also a little more austere, tart red berry fruit, notes of spice and truffly earth notes. That tart fruit showing on the palate with silky smooth tannins, and good example of a village Savigny at $48.75. The recurring theme of just a little bit more than I think these wines should cost. The Bourgogne Chardonnay at $41.25. Hoo-wah! I think we got La Flave in here at $60. Anyways, very bright bouquet, lemon, green apple, a little whetstone kind of minerality, very fresh and clean, very bright and zesty wine on the tongue, short and pleasant finish at $41.25. A good example of a Bourgogne Chardonnay, though. Meursault du Chateau, 6 different plots around the estate go into this Meursault. Bit of a flinty, minerally note. Meursault's known for its more California-esque approach to ripe fruit, lemon drop fruit candy here showing, vanilla bean spice, a little bit of an herbal note coming out of this wine on the second day. A bit lean for me for a Meursault, which, like I said, usually the most California-esque of all the major 3 appellations, Polligny, Chassagne, and Meursault, and a bit tart in the finish at $78. All right, the Clos de Grand Charrons Monopole. Premier Cru? No. Village wine at $108. Wow. I mean, a Liu D and a Monopole does not make the wine worth $100 as a Village Meursault. But a little bit more richness and concentration, definitely a step up from their entry-level Meursault. That lemon drop candy fruit, hints of vanilla and cinnamon spice, a gravelly, kind of rocky, minerally note. This wine does have a lovely texture, a nice hand of acidity, lovely balance here, and an excellent example of Village Meursault. All right, I'm your host, Andrew Lamposoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.